Good morning to you all. Well, a warm welcome to the second edition of our Appolonia City 101 webinar series. Over the past couple of weeks, under the direction of our President of the Republic, we've been on a lockdown, and the key advice to all of us has always been stay home and stay safe. And interestingly, some of us have never been so glued to our homes like this before, and so we have adopted new lifestyles. And so today we want to have a hearty and a lively conversation. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome Abebrese to lead this session.
Thank you guys for taking time to join me. I just wanted us just to have a chat, webinar, and just obviously we're all stuck at home. And for many of us, it means different things. And I don't know about you, but this has been probably the most interesting time in my life as an adult. And I've been saying to a few people, it seems like the world is inside a movie. We're living a movie right now. Now, obviously, a great part of my job as an actor is to pretend and, play all these roles. And you get to pretend these things happen, not even thinking that we would be in a position like this. And we are. So there's a little presentation that we put together and I wanted to kind of share with you. And please feel free to send in your questions and let's interact, the most important thing. So let's start. So the lockdown is our new lifestyle. I hope everyone can see the screen. So the lockdown is not just my new lifestyle, but it's like everybody else's new lifestyle. So when this whole virus started, and like most people, you kind of hear the news, you know what's going on, you don't know what's going on. The more news starts trickling in, and then you hear I have family members in other countries, and they're like, okay, we're on lockdown, and you all started hearing lockdown, and so I knew it was inevitable that it was going to come to to Ghana. And initially, when they did announce the lockdown, my initial thoughts was like, this is going to be like an extended holiday. Well, in my mind, and I'll be working from home. That should be cool, right? Right? I don't know who else felt that way when it was announced that there was going to be a lockdown. So that was my initial thoughts. Like, okay, I can sleep in. I don't mind. Cool. Well, I was wrong. And they, it's almost like sometimes when you think something is going to be better than you imagine, and then it's not. And I'll tell you why. After a few days, my body clock changed because I knew I didn't have to wake up early. Typically, I'll probably be up at 7. I'll go out for meetings. I'm preparing production meetings. So many little things that I do within the media framework. And I freelance. So today I'm doing this. Tomorrow I'm doing that. Or we're planning for shoots. We're actually planning for a massive shoot before this lockdown happened. And I was doing a bunch of conference calls. But then after a few days, my body clock changed because now I was going to bed at 3 a.m. and I'm waking up at like 10 a.m. So, and it's interesting, and I'm sleeping more. I don't know who else is doing it, but sleeping more, and my body clock started to change. So I started feeling extra tired, and my motivation started going down, 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 down. And on top of that, in the beginning, Charlie, you're watching the news. What's up? Hey, this is this. This one is sending you. Is this. Virus. And it's like everywhere. To the point of even I remember one day I got a headache and I started panicking. I literally started, oh my God, I have a headache. Is it? I don't even want to mention it. And that's quite worrying for, I think, the human mindset. Not only did your body clock has changed drastically, and in my mind I said it's going to be fun, but then it's like I'm tired, but I haven't done much. All I've done is maybe wake up, and eating, of course. Wake up, sleep, do a couple of calls, sleep, and I feel so lethargic. And now a simple headache now makes me start getting paranoid. And why was I getting paranoid? The news. The news. And if I'm talking about the news, I'm not talking about just watching news on the television. News on these things. WhatsApp, social media, so many things. And it just started making, like family and friends, when I talk to them, you're getting paranoid. And this is a real situation that we're in. And so it kind of dawned on me that in this point in time, for me, I had to stop watching the news. I had to limit the amount of social media, WhatsApp messages. Everybody's a doctor. Everyone is, there's so much misinformation and information out there. So just to kind of not be so stressed, because all this news is so stressful and it does have an impact on you, I decided that I'm going to stop watching the news and take the news in little doses. If it's something important, like, oh, the president makes an announcement, of course I'm going to watch. But I don't need to know every 2 minutes. And even the funny thing, when I stopped watching the news, do you know what happened? Charlie, you go on Facebook. Hey, people, everybody's a newscaster. Everybody's sending on news. So again, that has an effect. So now I've limited the amount of news I see, just for my own peace of mind. Because thank God for the medical professionals across the world. They're doing their job. And I don't think spreading doom and gloom helps. So now that was it. And now something else which I thought, okay, instead of watching the news and stressing, what can I do? So I started doing something I haven't done in 13 years. Now, most of you who are my Facebook fans and stuff will know that my lifestyle has changed. Well, and it changed because of this whole partial lockdown. I don't know if it's partial, but this whole lockdown. I have a new lifestyle. You have a new lifestyle because of this partial lockdown, because of this virus. And what did I do? I started baking. Yes, I started baking. Now, why is baking such a big deal? It took my mind off. It gave me a little project to do. The last time I baked was about 13 years ago, and I was back in England, and I literally remember I baked carrot cake. And then it's just like, I haven't baked. So I literally remember, I'm like, okay, I'm going to bake. And I love cornbread, American cornbread. And usually one of my friends in New Jersey, anytime she's coming down or anytime she has somebody visiting, she sends me these amazing corn muffins. And when the lockdown happened, and also when, the airports are closed, the ports are closed, I'm like, how am I going to get my corn muffins? So in Chile, in life, if you want something, what do? You start going for it. So I went online, got the recipe, went out to just our local store just down the road and bought the ingredients. And I started baking. And then I started with cornbread. And I actually posted on my social media. And I joined TikTok. But my TikTok, I'm just showing food, because everybody joined TikTok. I joined TikTok. And I started doing that. And it was so beautiful. And the first time I baked cornbread, I was like, ooh, I wonder how it's going to turn out. And it turned out pretty good. So that was it, cornbread. And then my cousin saw that I was baking. And then she sent me a recipe for apple galette. Apple galette, Charlie. My family people were like, you and all this breakfast, then what's up with that? I'm like, it doesn't matter. It's delicious. So I did that. And I wanted to share some videos with you. Some of you might have already seen it. But let's start with my first TikTok. And this was the first time I tried to make my cornbread. So let's have a look.
Without you, you're the one, you're the only one, you're my diamond girl. Wanna be with you forever,
I wanna be right next until the day that I'm feeling lifeless, And I ain't playing with emotions, I'm just swimming in the oceans till the feelings digest. I know I've done a lot of good, some bad. I took some jabs from all your friends, it made me look so sad. And I ain't going back the same route. Cause even mommy and daddy, they used to argue and battle inside the same house. Couple days ago,
Okay.
Okay, so that was the first And some of you saw this video because I even did a little competition. Like, can you guess what I'm baking? People said, oh, custard pie, egg pie, all sorts of things. So let's take a look at how the first time I did cornbread, how it turned out. Let's have a look. Yeah.
One.
Booyah! So yeah, that's my little cornbread for y'all. And that was cool. And do you know what it is too? Cornbread can tend to be quite moist and rich, but I actually wanted it to be a little bit more healthier. So I made mine a little bit more what's the word? More dry. And then apple galette. Let's have a look at my apple galette. That one, my cousin sent me the recipe actually. Okay, so that was a quick little clip. Why bacon? Charlie, to take my mind off. We'll be doing questions soon, and I want everyone to share, bits about what they've been going through. But yeah, it just basically take my mind, and it's giving me a new skill that I didn't really think, or a passion that I didn't really think I have. So now I'm getting different recipes and I'm baking. Now this is my life. I don't know about yours, but now because my work is online, so I'm doing conference calls. I'm on Zoom calls and conference calls 4 or 5 times a week. And I'm working from home. It's better now, but it's difficult. It's difficult because there's a real sense of worry out there for so many people. So many people, and we'll get to that in a minute. But one of the things I wanted to do was, because I try to stay positive. I try to, laugh. I try to not dwell on the negative. If most people will know about me is that, I'll be posting silly videos, inspirational videos, just things to motivate, because it seems like the shift is so much news on this virus lockdown, so many things going on. So I just try to be a breath of fresh air in terms of what I'm putting out and also what I'm receiving in. And this video that I'm going to share with you is, I posted it. A guy called Tony Britt is a classic 1984 BBC workout tape. I love it. Every time I see it, it makes me laugh. It makes me forget, only for a short time. And it just makes me smile. And I wanted to just share that video with you. And Tony Britt actually is a Ghanaian. This was 1984. But it's resurfaced and it's gone viral around the world. Literally 1 billion views all around. But let's take a look.
Hi. I thought today we'll work on a couple of things, okay? Just straighten them out. A couple of routines and try and put them together like we've normally been doing, all right? We start in that position, and then we move to the left 2 times and to the right twice, okay? So we go 1, 2. That's it. That's it. That's it.
That's it.
Move.
That's it.
That's move your hip. Come on. That's move your hip. Come on. That's it. With your arms now. That's it. With your arms now. That's it. That's it. Okay. Now the second one we're gonna do. We're gonna ball change with our feet, okay? And our arms are gonna go in that position. All right. Both sides. All right. So we start now. Both sides. So we start now. That's it. That's it. Come on. Stretch both your arms and your legs.
Okay, I know there's some comments. And I'll maybe I need to show you this.
Okay, now the third one we're gonna do.
I wanted to let's take some questions while we're here before we continue. From people.
Okay, so let me read some of the comments we have here before you continue. So initially, when you started talking about your experiences at the beginning of the lockdown, Justice Otabil said he also had a similar experience. Sadiq Shahadu says, same thought I had. Uru Akwabna says, that was my thought though, but hey. Then Abuna Techua says, this is so true. Then Juicy Kwanzaa says, it was hard for me at first, but hey, I'm good now. Then Andy Tamate says, same here. And I think Frank Arthur, when I talked about the network initially, he said use MTN. Then Dennis Gauga said, hello, everybody. Then there was a comment that MTN were advertising here. Okay, then Samuel Frimpong also said pocket doctors, LOL. I think when you're talking about everybody becoming a doctor.
Yes, then, WhatsApp videos going around everywhere, Charlie.
Then Rexford in Kansas says, of course, social media amplifies the whole room around this corona. So that's another very good point. Then Frank Arthur says, my life has changed. Then Deborah Diama says, why? No. Okay, so Samuel Frimpong says, I would like to have a taste. I'm sure he was referring to one of those.
My comrade, when lockdown is over, I have to start sending my baking everywhere. Yeah. And if anyone wants my recipe, I'll actually send them one of them afterwards as well. So if you want a recipe, we'll drop it for you after.
Okay, then yes, that's actually under the office. So under office, you see Ahmed's recipe. Then Dennis Gauga, I think he was in sync with what you were saying. He says, simplify everything. There's so much information and junk out there. People are spewing a lot of information. Just choose what works for you. Then Juicy Kwanzaa says, this gonna taste so good. Just your name and your comments, they go, pa. Then she said, yummy. Then Dennis added that just concentrate on basic survival and improving yourself. Then Marian Mensah also says, yummy. Then Samuel Frimpong says, I'm already hungry. Then Frank Arthur says, you're killing me here, Amma. Then David Agbedanu says, I'm fasting today and Amma is making me hungry with all these food videos.
I beg you, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Then Jedeji Julius says, life is not easy since day one of this lockdown. Oh. Then Rexford in Kansas said, yeah, watching a ton of funny skits on YouTube, also discovered a few more channels. And I'm sure one of the videos that everybody would connect with is the pallbearers, the pram pallbearers. Then Faustina Buama says, I've gone back to my habit of reading and gotten more take to think about myself.
You and I, we're here. Faustina, we are here. Yes.
Yeah. She continued by saying, but proud to that the news was getting me feel like we're all going to die. June there. So I started feeling hopeless, like all my plans have come to a halt until I decided to limit the rate at which I listen to the news. So all I do now is read, sleep, eat, and listen to music. Then Enrica Ifa says, I saw it. Then Samuel Frimpong says, I really love that trainer, very flexible.
David, his real name was Tony Amwa. He was a Ghanaian. People didn't know that. Yeah, he was a Ghanaian. He's passed on now. We found out, but yeah.
Yeah, his haircut shows that he was Ghanaian. Then David said, I've been doing some reading. Marian Mensah Yeltsin says, hey, I'm sure she was making reference to the That's It guy. And Comfort Ewa says, That's it.
That's it.
Then I'm really missing a lot. I think Deborah is not connecting. So she says, I'm really missing a lot with a sad emoji. Then
sorry, Deborah.
Marian Mensah also says, if you have a big but you can do this. Then Nanaya Ntiwasari says hi. Samuel Frimpong says, I was very sad to later hear from you that he was no more. Yeah. Then Mariam Bobtoya says, I also took on exercising via dance videos and baking. I'm going to be trying my hands on apple galette. Time to make good use of all these apples in my fridge. Mariam, you?
The recipe is there, but please, when you enjoy it too much, don't blame me, okay? Don't blame me.
So you can get the recipe under the office session. Then David says, the man in the workout looks so old school. That's an old video anyway.
It's 1984. Some of us were not born, or some of you were not born. I don't know your age. Yeah, 1984, that video.
And the Tamate says, I have been reading and practicing how to trade the Forex in this lockdown. Yeah, I think that's a good one.
I love that. Mm-hmm. I love that.
Nanaya Intiwa Asari says, I've been reading. My brain is tired already. And Benjamin Edu says, this is the time to use LinkedIn more to network more for future business and clients. That's a powerful one from Ben.
I got my makeup brush. By the way, I almost did a don't rush challenge, but I'm like, please, I can't do makeup, so I didn't bother.
Then David Agbedanu says, But I should say Amma looks beautiful in her African wear. Yeah,
Thank
yeah. Then Enrica Ifa says, I just made a mask watching a YouTube tutorial 2 days ago. Then Deborah Blaze says, learned helplessness, and I would call it. I have also loved baking in these times. I baked my first bread and it came out so well. Awesome. So
Congratulations!
let's keep our comments and our thoughts coming, our experiences coming in. So I'll continue with the slides from the video section here.
Charlie, so that's actually a real truth of the matter that so many of us, I mean, this lockdown in the beginning, literally, I found it very difficult. I'm not gonna lie, and it wasn't what I thought. So by picking up baking, by watching funny videos, and the BBC one is just one of many, just to keep my mind off it, and limiting watching the news. I also started saying, I'm gonna exercise. I'm not gonna lie, the exercise, dear, I'll be honest, it took me a week, almost a week and a half. So I finally exercised. I'm gonna exercise. I actually finally started exercising 2 days ago because I was eating jollof, banku, everything, baking, and I was like, you know what? I have to exercise. And I think mentally, I just had to gear myself up. And you know what? After putting off the exercise for almost 2 weeks, I jogged around the compound, I did laps, and then I did 100 sit-ups. Charlie, when you see my six-pack, don't be jealous, yeah? And my body's a little bit achy. 2 days ago, I literally finished. I was sweating. I took a shower, and I felt great. I felt amazing. So it just goes to show, just putting off the exercise that I'd been doing was a mistake. And now I'm back on the exercise. So exercise is so important. It's not just for your physical body, it's for your mind. And there's workout. And Tony Britt, I was watching Tony Britt, hey, that's it, laughing. But when I actually did small exercise and I started, it feels great. So exercise is a must. And I also finished the book. So all of you who are reading, kudos. Do you know I haven't finished a book cover to cover in about 10 years? Cover to cover. I have an obsession with books. I have a lot of books, but I'll read, I'll reference them, I'll do this. Because of my job, I'm used to you reading scripts. If you give me, I get a script today, they email it to me. I've finished a script in 2 hours. And sometimes the script is this big. I think it's my discipline. So I read scripts. But novels and just reading books is something I haven't done. So yeah, Jesse Homegoing, an amazing book. It's a New York Times bestseller. And the book was so good. I actually would have finished reading in probably under a week. But the book got so good that I started slowing down because I didn't want the book to finish. So reading. So everybody reading, Chalet, amazing. And for me, it's a personal milestone. Oh, and I've been watching a bunch of series. Anyone watch Money Heist? I finished Money Heist from season 1 to 4 in like under a week. So yeah, I watch Money Heist and I'm watching, series, but I try not to focus, get lost because I still have to work. Okay. Because that's the reality is so many of us are worried because Charlie, you need to earn money. And we'll be talking about that in a few moments. So what I know you've been sharing, but what can you also do during the lockdown? Most of you already said it already. Baking, reading a book, setting targets, learn new skills. The guy that mentioned that he's learning forex trading, right? Is it the stocks or forex trading online? Amazing. Online tutorials. I just found out that Harvard University is offering 64 free courses online. I saw that yesterday. 64 free courses that you can just go and learn for free. Try out new talents, dancing, baking, it could be exercising, whatever it is. For me, in my capacity right now, I'm planning. I'm putting together because I don't want to waste this time so that when this lockdown is over and I've just been sitting there eating, sleeping, and I'm like, hey, I feel useless. No, this is a time that you can plan, affect a change. Because I saw somebody wrote a meme that in 5 years' time, you're gonna hear about some people's story that say they became millionaires and billionaires during the lockdown. And I was like, this is so true. you're literally going to hear that somebody in 5 years' time, somebody's business idea, bing, or somebody saw an opportunity and bing, and their life changed. I don't know, but just don't waste this time. Plan. And it's not even just about becoming a millionaire. I think that's too cliche. Or it's just about doing something to not let your mind go to waste. So yeah, and there's so many more. This is just a few, but there's so many more things we can be doing to keep our mind positive and keep right. Now, let's talk. This is probably the most important part of this conversation. I've been receiving a lot of messages. When this lockdown began, I sent out credit to like 100 people. People are still messaging me. They didn't get their credit. I'm sorry. And it was just because I know they're telling people lockdown, stay home. But then you have to go out to buy essentials. And one thing I try not to do is I don't talk about the help, giving people help. But I'm sure most of us have been helping different people in our communities. I'm not one that I think, oh, I'm helping someone selfie and it'll go in social media. That's personally not me. But I personally think that, look, everybody is getting people calling them for finances. People are scared about losing their jobs. I know family members who right now, even if they haven't lost their job, haven't been paid. And most people, one lady even messaged me the other day that, look, she's now selling, like having to cook food and sell in her neighborhood, but because of the lockdown. So this is very real. So at this point, I wanted people to share, like, because it's a scary time. And the thing is, somebody will look at you like, oh, Amma, you don't have any problems. Hey, but guess what? You don't know what anybody's going through. And sometimes I'm like, Lord, I wish, you wish you can be of help to everybody. And that's not the reality. So this thing is more difficult than most of us think, or most of us are aware. And some people are suffering in silence. People that I know, they live in, you see them driving big cars and stuff. Charlie. So this is the real. So let's take some comments here and let's kind of share, because there is a real worry and stress out there of how people are even going to eat if this thing continues. So Matthew, any comments at this point, and anybody sharing?
Okay, so let me go through the comments we have here. Dex D Livingstone says, please don't do that challenge too. It's getting annoying already. I'm sure
that was there. Don't rush.
Something, yeah.
No, I would do it.
David Agbedanu says, I genuinely want to learn a skill. Ama, any suggestions? Then Opuku Ajiman says,
Harvard one might be quite good. The 60. I'll post that actually. Also, when I'm done, I'll post it on Facebook. The 64 Harvard courses, and maybe I'll send it. We can post on Apollonia as well.
Yeah, I think I'll even try and post a link into the chat box. Because yesterday I got one, and I think there was one I started reading, contract law.
Nice.
And there was another on entrepreneurship in emerging economies. So I'll share the link. Some of them are free. Quite a number of them are free. You can choose any of them in there. Then Nanaya Intiwa Asari says 6 packs per. Then David says, Amma, you are lying. You don't have any 6 packs. Yeah, it looks like people are daring you to show them. Then,
I don't have it yet, but I'm working on it. Okay, it's coming.
Dennis Gaoga says, please, I'm looking for season 3 and 4 of Money Heist. I know people have been talking about Money Heist so many times, but I have been watching Designated Survivor, and I'm loving it.
Okay, I'll check that out.
Yes. Then Enrica Ifa, she says, my friend is watching Money Heist on her Netflix, waiting, then I will start. Hey, people.
Do you know what? Funny enough, with Netflix, everybody I know is using somebody's account. I love it. Everybody's waiting for. I love it. Yep.
It's amazing. And David says, La Casa de Papel. Amma, you can't be at home and not watch Money Heist. Then Faustina says, oh, the network is not helping at all. Sorry if you're having network challenge, just let us know. I don't know whether it's from our end or from your end. Then David says, Amma, you have a good heart. May God bless you more to help others. Then Comfort says, the scary part is always spending with little money coming in. Oh.
Little, no money. Little, no money. Do you know, let me just add this here, right? A lot of times people look at people on television and so forth, or you think, oh, this person is so. And I'll tell you this. Most actors, entertainers, and so forth are not earning money. Right?
Yeah, exactly.
That's the problem, because right now, most of them are not working. Because most projects a lot of people have are it basically is on hold, and on hold for the foreseeable future. But somebody may look at, hey, say these people did, and that's what I just try in life never to assume, because that's the reality. You may think that, oh, this person's situation is way better than mine, and you're probably better off than them. And that's the one thing I always think, like in life, you never know. People are really like suffering, and some people having to front like, hey, yeah, it's all good. You don't know the struggles, and it's really bad.
Okay. Now, Julius the G says, Amma, thanks. Thank you for the help you have been doing. Nanaya says, not watching the news is about the big deal in these times. Then Joseph Atichogbe says, I think Ghanaians should begin to think around the digital economy rather than the formal job concept. It's very true. Very, very true. I can attest to that. I mean, a lot of things are happening on people's phones and laptops now, lots of businesses. Frank Arthur says, I used to eat 3 times a day, but now once in a day. Then Benjamin says, series. And David Agbedano says, designated survivor is nice too. I'm loving it. Nanaya Intiwasai says, designated survivor is awesome. I can attest to that.
So you people have been watching shows and you're not telling us about it. I'm now hearing about this designated survivor.
When I grew up, I want to be like the president, the Kirkland or so. Then Enoch also said, God bless you, Amma. I think this should be periodically organized. Take into consideration. Thank you, Enoch. Then Benjamin Edu says, series. He has a number of them. He says, man with a plan, little fires everywhere, Magnum PI, Tommy, for life, boo. I think the man is a man of series. He knows a lot.
I'm telling you.
Yeah. Then Abi A says, Amma, we should start our Appolonia City webinar, Don't Rush Challenge. Oh.
Don't rush. Please, it's not the same face here.
All right. So we still welcome your chats, your comments as we proceed. All right. So Amma, you may continue.
Yeah. So Chale, it's tough. It's tough for so many people out there, and I'm so aware of it. And it's and I don't want to talk too much about that, but like I know, for example, right now, you're helping somebody not because you have abundance. Most people are just helping people because Chale, you have to. You literally just have to, because it's a human thing to do. And you don't have to have a lot of money to do that. And the one thing that's kept me like going in this time is, it's true, this too shall pass. It's not a cliche, this thing will be over. So it's just about keeping a positive attitude, keep it going. Yes, Chale, I'll be lying if I said all days I'm like, yay, I'm gonna get through this. But you know what, it's a day by day, it shall be over. And I just pray that it doesn't get worse before it gets better. And so you have to remain positive, because what other choice is there? Now, for me, I wanted to share with you one key which has really helped my career and my life. Now, anyone that knows the little about me knows that most of the time I'm like, right? And I'm a ball of energy. I'm usually a positive person. I like to laugh, and I don't make any apologies for it, because look, life happens, and you have bad days. You dust yourself. The next day you cry a little bit. You continue. You cry a little bit. You fall. You get up. You fall. You get up. You're stuck down maybe 2 days. You get up, and that's my thing. But one key thing, and I don't know where I got it from, but it's do or do. Do or do. And what does do or do mean? For me, do or do means that if I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it, or I'm going to do it. If I set a goal, I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it. There's a very famous saying, is do or die. No, it's not do or die, it's do or do for me. And I think that's been my goal in everything. When I'm going for an audition for film, Charlie, is do or do. Even if I don't get it, hey, I'll go to the next one, is do or do. Because I can only control what I do. I can't control anybody else's response. So if I'm going to pick up baking, is do or do. If I'm going to get up and exercise, is do or do, essentially. And I think that's my attitude to everything. I unless I'm not gonna do it, unless it's something I don't want to do. If I don't want to do it, then it's different. But if I set my mind to it, is I'm gonna just go all out, and I can only control my part of it. I can only control what I'm doing. So the rest is for the world. The rest is for someone to say yes, or oh my God, she's rubbish, or she's a horrible actor, or she's a horrible presenter. But when I'm in my workspace, when I'm working, I'm giving it everything, and I'm gonna do. So, and I like to know some of your key that which helps you get through your life and even difficult times. So we can share that. And we're about to end, but obviously Matthew and stuff from Appolonia City is the one hosting this. If you did tune in late, and I'm partnering Apollonia to do this. And so we wanted to. I've literally fallen in love with Appolonia City, and I'll tell you why in a minute. But let's take a quick look, 60 seconds look for a few moments. He's coming on. There we go.
Living your dream has never been more real, where every day is an escape from the hustle of the city to your own little paradise at Appolonia City. With development of a light industrial park covering the 200 acres of land and state-of-the-art infrastructure, some companies are already setting up. With over 100 acres also available for schools, shopping centers, parks and recreational activities, you can be sure that you're joining a dream community. So get a plot that suits you today, be it commercial, social, residential or light industrial, because your dream is only a phone call away. Give Appolonia City a call today to be part of Accra's new city. We can't wait to welcome you.
Okay,
Hello.
so Amma, before you come in, there are some questions.
Yes.
I lost. Okay, so I lost some of the questions because I went offline briefly, but I don't know if you can see them from your end. But
Please send some of your questions if because someone's network, we won't mention which network, was messing up.
Okay. Oops. Okay, so Yama, finish talking about it and let me get the new messages.
Okay, yeah.
Some people were
your
asking about Appolonia City, so it's good you're going to talk about it. Yeah.
Okay, so I first went to Apollonia actually. Funny enough, it's been some months, maybe even 6 months ago, and when we went there because it was in relation to something to do with the film. So I was like, in my mind, I'm like, oh, okay, I thought it was a real estate. You see all these posters for real estate. Like, oh, okay, there's a real estate here. And then we got there, and I got, first and foremost, when we got there, I thought it was really far. I literally thought it was like, I don't know, an hour outside of Accra. And if from airport residential to Apollonia, it took us 35 minutes. It's just after Valley View University. I was like, oh, okay. I really thought this place was like in the middle of nowhere. My initial thoughts, honestly. And then we get there, and I was like, wait, this is interesting. I found out it's a city. So I'm like, what do you mean it's a city? They're like, it's a planned city. So I was like, what? Like an estate? No, the whole place is a city. And your roads are done. And I'm like, oh, where's all the electric, the electric wires? There's no electric wires going above because where the streets have been, all the streets have done, the communities and the phase of the streets are done, all the electricity goes underground. I was like, wow. What really impressed me was I didn't expect to see anything like this. And I'm not gonna lie, because I've been to different estates, different areas, and I'm like, this is pretty impressive. And it was impressive because when I saw the master plan, it's a 20-year plan for a city, I was like, oh my God, the future is actually now. The most impressive thing for me about Apollonia too was I have had a nightmare buying land in Accra, personally. In fact, I bought land and I'm still fighting to get my documents. But with Apollonia, you get your land and you get your documents. No one's coming to build a structure in front. Like, and in all honesty, the money for the last 4 years, my family and I have, fought and we're trying to get, it's been a mess. So it was just so refreshing to go to a place where it was like no hassle. It looks amazing. There's people living there. They have their own electric. Please explain that to me, Matthew. There's their own electricity power source, so they don't share with the rest. So, and I was like, you know, it was just very impressive to see a planned city. And I think one thing I like about Apollonia is almost everybody in the team is young. I don't know if that's done on purpose, Matthew, but it was like a bunch of young people. And somebody put something in context. One of the homes that we saw there, I think, is a 1-bedroom extendable house, and it was like for $50,000. And that was one of the ones, I think, Abebrese, right? Which is one of the estates inside the city. Yeah. And then I realized that most people pay rent in Accra they'll pay easily 10,000, you know, and give somebody the equivalent of $10,000 a year to go and live somewhere. And then maybe after 5 years, they paid and then they'll move out and go and live somewhere else. But you could get a mortgage and pay the rent, and you could be a 26, 27, 30-year-old, and then after paying rent, you own. So it actually started getting me think that, listen, most of the time we think we think about things in the wrong way. And I know sometimes it's just because of where we are, but thinking ownership is so important, and hassle-free ownership is so important. So Appolonia City, I said, for me, I literally thought it was just a real estate. No, it's literally like a whole city. And so far, I've been blown away by them. They have their own water source coming from home. I was like, what? So no water issues. And a whole bunch of things. So for me, I'm now part of the Apollonia City team, and we'll definitely be doing, you know, these sorts of chats on a regular basis. But yeah, if you definitely want to know more, and also what this lockdown has taught me is, Chale, your home is so important. And in a situation like this, where most of us are stuck in our home, having a beautiful environment, you know, an environment of safety, security is key. Peace of mind. You can run around. There's places for you to jog. It was just like, you know, this is just nice, and I can't wait to basically see how the developments go over the years. And because right now, at least if there's the one thing this partial lockdown or this lockdown has taught me is home. You have to make your home amazing. Amazing doesn't mean it has all the fancy things. It could be, you know, the smallest house, but just have a home where you can just have peace. Because right now, we're all stuck in our homes. So yeah, that's you know, we'll take some more comments unless Matthew wants to.
Yeah, let me go through the comments.
Before I say that, so my cousin was laughing at me because she said I say Matthew, and I'm like, what's it's Matthew?
Don't worry, I think I'm okay with that because people call me Mighty, and I'm okay with that.
Oh wow! Okay,
okay, so let's take some comments. So earlier, David Agbedanu said, "Do or do." I like that. I think when you're talking about the key, Nanaya Intiwa also said, "Same, do or do." Then Deborah Blaze says, please, is there any session that will be dedicated to sharing more about Apollonia City soon? It's new to me, and though looked out for it, but I would think a Q&A session with them will be great, as I read. She's a new owner. Okay, good. I think that has been answered here. And for further information, you can take any of the numbers or the email address on the screen. Then Joseph says, great, we can only control what we do, not what the people around us do. Then Abi A says, Amma, we should start our Appolonia City webinar. Okay, that has come in. Then Fafa Fuga says, hello, Amma, are you going to tell us about how to save towards buying an Apollonia house, or it's about other topics? Then let's roll. Okay, so we'll be doing more sessions with you to maybe break it down how you can buy. Then Kofi Ampon Jesse says, Amma, so do you now live in Appolonia City? Then Nanaya Intiwa says, wow, I've been here wanting to live in Airport Hills only. Okay, so you've been thrilled. Then
actually interesting is, so let me just there's a couple of questions. So yes, I will, once this lockdown is over, Appolonia City will be I've made the steps to being a new homeowner. So
awesome.
Yes, so I'll be definitely, well, in the coming near future.
We'll be having your parties in there. Then David says, Appolonia City, we are waiting. Then I think you've had some plaudits for the Harvard link you shared. A number of people have commented on it. I thank you for that. Then Comfort Award says, let's talk homes and land at Apollonia. Okay, so there's a link in there for you to get through to Comfort. Dexd says, thumbs up. Samuel says, is this in Ghana? Yes, Samuel, this is in Ghana. So it's at OEB, just 15 minutes away from Adenta. You might want to take a number and find your way there, and I'm sure you'll be thrilled the more. Abigail PJ says, Amma, thank you for the Harvard link. Hopping on ASAP. Then Kofi Ampon Jesse says, okay, Kofi Ampon Jesse was also asking whether you live in Appolonia City. Dex D Livingstone says, been to the city, really great place. Enoch Owusu has a question. He says, Amma, how are you able to do all this? Journalism, emceeing, acting, etc. Then David says,
let me answer that.
Mm-hmm.
It's do or do, okay? It's do or do. No, I can't do all of them at the same time. I always think that, look, we all have different passions. We have different goals. And for me, it's about focusing. Right now, because acting, nobody's shooting, is on hold. Other productions I had is on hold. I'm also a freelance. Most people may not know, when Viasat One was in operation, I was the head of production. So it was my job to come up with the TV concepts, and we do TV shows. I currently also am a production head for a TV station. It's a Christian television station, Dominion TV. It's currently on DSTV. So I'm working from home. I'm doing conference calls with the team. We're working, we're filming with a limited team. What we had to do actually was sequester just key members of the team, and we put them in an apartment close so that they didn't have to go home. We provide them with food and everything. So they're basically working and shooting what needs to be done. So yeah, I'm working remotely. I didn't think I'll find myself here, but then you need to, do what you have to do. So tomorrow I'll be directing a shoot on Skype. So they literally put videos, and I'm like, okay, cut, do it again. We have to find new and unique ways of working. So yeah, it's Chale is do or do, but it's about doing it and doing it well. And just finding unique ways, because Chale, I need to work, I need to earn money. And if I don't, and we all do, and it's kind of like a worry because so many of us are in such a dire situation, but it's also about adapting, learning in these times, because guess what? Once this is over, I think what the worst thing would be like, oh, I was just staying at home, not doing anything. Yeah. Okay,
great. Then David says, place looks cool, but where is it situated? Okay, so David, it's at OEB, 15 minutes from Adenta. If you know Valley View University, we're just 5 minutes away from the Valley View University.
Literally 5 minutes away.
Yeah. Then Dex D Livingstone says, now you mentioned, wow, I never noticed the poleless view. I'm even more impressed. Yeah, so it's poleless.
There's no poles. It's all underground, and that's actually, I think, one of the things that I like the most, because it's kind of scary sometimes when you're driving around parts of the country and then you see poles leaning, electricity. It's dangerous. Exactly. So it's just the fact that, look, they've been patched underground. It's just, it's awesome. Pretty impressive.
Then Nanaya and Tiwa Sari says, wow, impressed. And Wisdom Ike says, yeah, Bijou Homes. I think when you're talking about the 1 bedroom, 2 bedroom, when you're making reference to Bijou Homes, so he's corroborating that point. Then David Agbedanu says, seems sound is off. Okay, is it better now? You can let us know. Then Nana, is asking whether you can pay rent and own later. Okay, so she was talking about mortgage, where you can get to pay it. There's an option to do mortgage, and you get to own the property. Then Kwame Chumesiankra says, wow. Then Giftila says, wow, it is very beautiful. Abigail is asking any contact numbers. Okay, so Abigail, on the screen right now, on the last slide, you can see the phone numbers and email addresses. We still have a lot. Faustina says, Amma, you have inspired me since my teens. Your wit, passion, and drive towards your work is enviable. God bless you for taking time to talk to us. Please kindly do this often. Looking forward to meeting you in person one day. God bless you. Lots of love. Yeah. I'm sure when Corona is over, we would have an Appolonia City open house, and
Yes.
Amma will be there, so you can come
And
with your
we'll invite
family.
everybody actually who's online now. We can,
Definitely.
all meet and interact.
Yeah. Benjamin says, Matthew, you guys have a payment plan for a young family who earn 1,000 a month. I'm sure. Just talk to one of our sales agents. They will have a conversation. Look at where your various streams of income and plan something with you. That is doable. Then Dansua Xiaomisa, that's our sales manager. She said, "How can I view this?" Hey, I thought it was that's a different Dansua.
I have the same name.
They have the same name. So this is Dansua Sia. Okay. He said, how can I view the site giving all these movement restrictions? So
You have to wait.
at the moment, we are operating a virtual office. So you cannot go to site now because we are in a lockdown. But once you contact our agents, our real estate advisors, they can have a virtual tour with you. Now, everything you've seen in the video, real life walk through the city. I mean, that's one thing that we have that gives us an advantage. So they can walk you through from place to place for you to see the homes, the inside, the outside, the various service plots. You can have access to all of them through the virtual tour. So once you contact our real estate advisors, that can be done. Then Frank Arthur says, I'm sad because average Ghanaian man like me can't afford such place. Frank, let's have a conversation. You may never know.
Can I just add something? Can I just add something to this, Matthew? I think a lot of times people, and it's a very human thing, you always think that, hey, how can I? But one thing is, no situation is permanent. There was a time in my life, listen, I was working for free. One of the things I always say in the media is when you start in the media, most people, the first 2-3 years, you don't earn any money. And so I never thought I would even get to a point of where I'd be able to buy certain things. So you may not be able to do it today. And bear in mind that no one's telling you to come and spend ridiculous amounts. You can get things which are affordable. There's mortgages, there's so many things. But don't think that I may not be able to do something today because guess what? I'm on lockdown. But once lockdown is over, I'll be able to go outside. Meaning that in your situation now, you may not be able to, but your today is not your tomorrow. Awesome. Does that make sense? And I think it's always important to dream, aspire for more. There's nothing wrong with it. Aspire for better in life, please. So important. I'm trying to. We will be ending soon. And thank you to everybody who's kept with us. I know different people couldn't join because of network challenges. Different people joined and went in and out. But thank you, and just realize that this point in time, we don't know how long it's gonna last for. But I was talking to someone the other day that said that because of this virus, life as we know it will never be the same. Things like handshakes right now, because of how we view the virus, you probably won't come meet somebody and shake hands again. You probably will not be able to for the rest of the year, if someone says, oh, let's go to a club or a concert, because of social distancing, a lot of things are getting cancelled. There's so many adjustments we need to make, and we're going to make in terms of being outside. Because even someone was telling me that, when this corona is over, they want to go to a party. And I'm like, I'm not going to a party, because in my mind, if I go to a party, it's social distancing. It's so interesting. So because there is the change, because of how things are, the importance of your space. Where is your space? Your home. And the funny thing is, thank God, like I'm in a house with family members. Some people are in a place alone, and how important is making sure that wherever your haven is, wherever your abode, wherever your place is a place of comfort. And I'll repeat, comfort and doesn't mean grandness or having anything, whatever. But it's just like, look, having your peace of mind. Because it seems like what this virus has told us anything is your safety, your place of safety, your place of abode, your place of finding solace is key. It's key. Okay, so yeah, as we're doing that, please just, send in your comments, and we'll take your comments before we end. And Chale, I've been saying this, and I realize that it's not new. The president also said it. This too shall pass. But one of the things is, I think when this passes, I want to be better. I want to have been proved. I want to. Matthew, we can't hear
okay.
you. Okay, you're back.
Okay, Patrick says, Amma, your sense of humor is great. You smile a lot. Nanaya Antiwa says, is there a possibility of being a marketer for Apollonia City? Yes, it is very possible. We have a special brokerage agreement, and we have a referral scheme as well. So what you can do is just call the numbers, and we'll have a conversation around you becoming one of our brokers, and you can earn from your network, and chop some dollars. Then Nanaya and Tiwa says, how do I get to do internship or voluntary work at Dominion TV? I'm sure Amma will answer that. This one says, are there single room flats as well? So there are, you can have 1 bedroom, 2 bedrooms, and all of that. Then someone says, we can't wait for the open house. Then
After lockdown, when lockdown is over.
Kwame Ankara asked for the Harvard link again. We've shared a link to the video that we played. It's been shared in there. And sometimes it's been great listening to you. It just inspired me. This one from Nana and Sugru Ali says, will we have a yes, there's going to be a replay, so it'll be sent to your emails, and also have one sent pushed on YouTube where you can access it. Then
let me send the Harvard link again. Anybody who wants to, I've just sent the Harvard link again. So Kofi Ampon Jesse said, Amma, did you get a place at the Oxford area? Actually, my place is at Nova Ridge. So
yeah, I think that's, then David says, so if I use Amma's name as a reference point for purchase, will I be giving a discount? I think so. It is possible. We'll find out.
We can arrange it.
Andy says, thanks, Amma. It's been great listening to you. Yeah. He says, thank you, Amma. It's been great listening to you. That was some good inspiration. And Fidelia says, very jovial person, irrespective of your status in life. Keep it up, bless you, and keep inspiring.
Thank you.
Others. So that's about the Amma.
Thank you everybody for taking time out to join us. It's important. It's amazing, and thank you. And listen, Chale, do or do.
All right. So thank you all for your time this morning. It's been awesome coming your way, sharing.
Matthew, thank you. I think I'm going to say bye because it keeps cutting out. Awesome. Bye, everyone. Have a great day.
Later. If you have some topics you want us to treat, you can send us an email. Thank you. Thank you.